Mix, tonight at 8, AMC, ERI 102.
Man, if this girl knew the play she got.
Yeah. That's what going viral is all about, boys and girls.
Prisoner for AMC, 30 seconds, stereo mix, tonight at 8, AMC, ERI 102.
Are they still doing that show?
Yep.
Really? Because I had heard, and I thought justifiably so, that this thing was long gone. I mean, I liked it for a minute. For the expression hot minute, it was more of a lukewarm minute.
C'est le Lounge Show avec Rob Scott et Bob Doyle, deux diffuseurs vétérans qui aiment s'entendre parler et qui réussissent d'une manière ou d'une autre à se supporter. Voyons si vous pouvez les supporter aussi bien. Voici Rob et Bob.
Oh, we are veteran broadcasters.
Yeah, we are.
Got our purple
So much
hearts
so
with
that
Cox and...
What? No, go ahead.
I got our purple heart with Cox and Clear Channel / whatever it is. What did it become?
I did. iHeart Media.
What was it before Clear Channel?
J-Core.
And then Clear
J-Core.
Channel, and then
iHeart. Yes.
And Cox just stayed Cox.
Handing out those suckers.
Hey, they're my internet service, and I gotta say,
Yeah.
I really don't have any complaints. Some of my neighbors apparently do, according to the Ring app. Hey, I'm Bob Doyle, by the way. I'm here in Las Vegas, like it says on those words. And over here, this schlaboo, this jamoke.
This jamoke right there is Bob Doyle, which,
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
6:01 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone, where it is 52 degrees.
Oh, do we have to do that already? I didn't even have that ready to go.
I was just so ready this time. It's 52 degrees here in Henderson, Nevada, where it was actually quite chilly this morning, and kept the windows open, and it cooled down my normally hot server room of an office a good 15 degrees. Really super nice. Had to turn off my desk fan, in fact. Got a little milder during the day, was able to get a little ukulele time, and now I expect it's going to be dropping again. We're expecting a low of 42 degrees here in the Henderson area. Rob, how about you in Atlanta?
When you said ukulele time.
It was so unprofessional. I threw you for a weather forecast.
Yeah, right. And 33 degrees, 33 chilly degrees here in Atlanta, and it will get down below zero. So get those plants covered, get the dogs and cats inside, boys and girls, and we'll have tomorrow's forecast and your 10-day right after this.
My foot hurts. God, oh, it really hurts. Why did you drop that rock on it?
My foot hurts. That's where you went.
You know what? I could have said anything. It doesn't matter what the hell I would have said. That's where you went? Oh, the most.
No, if it would have been Preparation H, I would have laughed pretty good. If you would have done a hemorrhoid commercial, I would have chuckled at that.
Well, I wouldn't. That just shows how old you are.
Ralph used to always say, it felt bad for the guy who invented Preparation G.
Right. Guys, what about mine? I needed one more day.
He said that, and about the guy who invented 6 Up. So close, 6
Right.
Up, and then you and I had 1,999 flushes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! One more. He did one more, and he makes all that money. One more.
I told you should have just lied. I'm not a liar, Lois.
I'm not a liar. 1,999. It looks better as a label anyway. It's got more numbers. No,
it's very impressive.
Yeah. Anyway, so good evening, Bob. And how was your New Year?
My New Year's
2025. This is our first show of 2025.
I was able to stay awake till about 11:37. At
So you
which
didn't
point
see.
Tracy took the girls to go, or was going to take the girls to, go up to watch the fireworks at that place that I would have liked to have gone, but it didn't happen. Nobody went. In fact, it was apparently there was not even a countdown. Tracy was fairly disappointed, but today is my grandson's 5th birthday. It's Cash's birthday today. Can you believe that? $5. $5. He is $5 old.
It's $5 American, because with cash, we can always do it that way. I think that'd be kind of fun. $52.
That's right. But today, he's a $5.
Wow.
That's right.
So, did they? I would imagine they celebrated.
No,
with
they
all-
never do anything out there. They don't really do the birthday thing. Not big into celebration, and certainly when it comes to the kids, pretty much just like flies under the radar.
Well, happy birthday
We
to
remember,
Cash.
of course, they make everything a freaking deal. Normally, there are inflatables the size of the neighborhood in their backyard for landmark parties. So I would imagine that there will be some Instagram photos or something. I don't know, but they just sent some
wants one of
very
those,
nice
huh?
family photos, though. Like one
they
of
did?
those. How every now and then you go to a professional and get all
Olin?
dressed up and have a theme color and all of that.
Oh yeah.
I should have had them ready, but I don't have them ready. But I'll show you after the show.
Sure. That when you said inflatables, I remember Steven went to an inflatable birthday party, and then a big kid fell on him, and we thought he broke his collarbone.
Oh,
We were
I
halfway to Hal's.
remember that.
Yeah, halfway to Hal's, turned around on the interstate and went. And as it turns out, he didn't break his collarbone, but we picked up the tab for the ambulance, which I think even in those days was like $600 or some
Now,
astronomical.
but was that the night when you met us later?
I believe so. I think we went to. No, did we? Did we?
Or did you eventually get to Hal's?
No, we never made it to Hal's. So,
But when was the? I may be conflating two different
You are.
outings, but where was there a Bose presented?
I got Bose presented on one of my birthdays in the carport, and it was not a significant birthday number, and you were there, and
Well-
that's why I remember it being so. It was significant because it was an insignificant birthday. It wasn't like your 40th.
Why do I have a very strong Bose related memory to a night out where we went out with you and Kim somewhere? And I don't think we did that very much. So it must have been what should have been our house night, because I guess we went, right?
Yeah, but there was a time we met you later.
Yes.
And maybe that was that time then.
Because
I
it
now
seems
that
like
we're
maybe we were talking about how is Steven, like he was okay.
Okay,
You-
then that must have been that. We went there, but by then we had drinks. Maybe we had a few
we
drinks
met
and then-
somewhere for drinks.
Right.
But maybe I got a Bose. I got a Bose at some point. I swear there's
When I got my Bose,
my Bose.
you were there, and
My
it was
Bose.
in the carport. I opened it,
Okay.
and you were present, and you had already received your green egg, and that's the reason I bring that up is because we said the Bose is kind of like Rob's green egg.
Okay.
Because Bobby, you had gotten this cool gift that really, for just like. It was an event, but it wasn't like you graduated law school or something, and you got your wife gave
Thanks
you
for bringing that up again and again and again and again. Don't pass the bar 7 times. Suddenly you're a loser.
I never passed the bar for years and years.
Yeah.
I was
That's
going-
water under the bridge now.
It is. So,
Oh, he
speaking
got-
of all drinking, I didn't do my New Year's too. Was just uneventful but good in a good way. I dug the uneventfulness of it. I kind of I did little things, whatever,
Well,
to
little
the
things
point
mean a
where-
lot.
They do. And I go, like, for example, I took a shower at like 10 o'clock at night. I go, last shower of the year, wash away 2020. I did all this.
Sure.
all this bull's
Ritualistic.
crap. Yes, that's what I did. And I had a great time doing it. And then, of course, I watched a little of Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year Eve and I'm sure it's me. But boy, it just, there's no appeal. I don't identify with any of the characters or any of the goings on.
No, us either. What we did is we jumped on YouTube, and there were lots of people just walking around Las Vegas on the street and just kind of broadcasting live what they were doing. And that's what I was curious about was what was the strip like?
What platform? Oh, YouTube. You said YouTube. You just go to YouTube.
because we could
and
just
type
watch it on the
in-
TV.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Which I can do that here. I just don't watch YouTube too often down on the telly.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you.
But I did make it to midnight because I wanted to open the new calendar. And it's a grand calendar this year, Bob. I hope you can see it. I hope you can. There's a passive aggressive. I hope you can see it this year, Bob, because you never saw last year's. You never come visit your old buddy anymore. And I thought holding these ukuleles hostage would do it, but no, you don't seem to care. I've got 2 or 3 of your ukes here, and at least 1 pool cue. Oh, and a guitar downstairs. There's a guitar.
Oh, that's right.
Nice case. I dusted it off just seriously. Literally.
No, wait. Is that that's the resonator, right?
What are you talking about? The guitar?
The guitar that you have there.
I have not opened the case. I could not. I should open the case.
Well, next time we go, we're definitely going to be there next year, and or this year, and we're talking about. We're having preliminary travel conversations now because they want to go to Chicago, and it's just about feasibility for doing everything, you know.
I'm rattling your cage. I totally get it. I'm serious when I say I totally get it. But and it's easier for me to hop a plane too, because I have the fixed schedule, whole thing. And then look at that, Tracy's here.
See, there she is, corroborating my story. Is
well,
that right?
or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This isn't anything about your story. This is putting down the house law. It's just been written, so it shall be written, so it shall be done. This is like the 10 Commandments. This is good. We have it in print. If Tracy says it's happening, by golly, it's happening.
No, well, let's look at the promise really carefully. I promise we're trying to visit this year. That's very non-committal. It's like, hey, no, I swear to God, we tried.
I said maybe, and that's final.
That's right. I promise we're trying.
Trying is the wiggle word.
Trying is not accomplishing. So if she promises that we're trying, that means she's basically promising we're not coming.
Right. Odds are good that we're coming. The odds are good. They're strong.
No, but that's not what that's saying.
No, it isn't.
Trying is only trying and not doing. Ask Yoda. Right. Ask any
you
Yoda you happen to see.
On the, what did someone? No decision is a indecision is a decision. It's that kind of stuff. So
right,
you could
should
sit
you decide not to make a choice? I think Rush said that in one of their songs.
All 3 of them.
They all sound the same to me. They're all Tom Sawyer to me. I don't know.
There was one that was like an acoustic thing though, and it was kind of cool because it was like when Kiss did Beth, and you go, "That's Kiss." You know, it was this ballad that charted. It did really well, and I'm going, "That's Kiss." That Motor City and Rock City, and you see, you haven't been in Chicago in 2 years. Speaking of which, I told the story last week about the guy from Chicago that gave me a ride home from the car shop.
Yes, you did.
Which is really cool, but and reminded me about Chicago Portillo's. There's a Portillo's coming to Atlanta, and we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
Okay, good. I'm getting better. I'm remembering some of the things I said only a week
Well,
ago.
that's the good thing about getting older, because as you get older, the better your memory becomes.
Mm-hmm.
Just every day I'm remembering things better and better and better.
I'm not. I have decided that it's because there's more things to carry around. When you're 5 years old, you only have 5 years worth of data. Easy to recall everything. The older we get, there's more.
Oh, I was just going to say, but what's interesting is the reality is we choose to dump what just happened 30 seconds ago, right, and not 15 or 50 years ago. Remember all that stuff just fine. But why did I come into this room, and what the hell was I talking about?
Isn't that the truth? The only room I go into...
We've determined that what we're doing right now is not at all important. And it's much more important that we remember what we did in college.
In the name of that bar.
Right, and we'll get it all wrong, you know. We were at Omega's. There was no Omega's.
Omega's?
What? We went there every Tuesday. No, Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, aging's fun.
But you're right. I just remembered Beth by Kiss. Oh, and look, boys and girls.
It's not.
Speaking of aging,
it's still such a nice look. You know, it looks very Charlie Brown or whatever.
It is a Norman Rockwell.
Oh, Polar Express.
Let's see what the temp is there. I can bring this up on my fancy phone.
One. That would be great.
It's 14 degrees. You're looking at 14-degree issue here.
And windy, too. So that wind chill factor, that's going to be...
Feels like 3 degrees, Bob.
There you go.
And it's
still
going
not
to
down
get
to 1.
It's going to get down to 7. So that's pretty chilly. Oh, I should have looked, though. I always like to look at Grand Forks, where Stephen used 9 below in Grand Forks, North Dakota, where, man, he lived there 2 years.
So what's it in Okinawa right now?
Oh, Okinawa, it is a balmy 65 and cloudy. So
Cloudy.
he's in good shape.
I
See. Well, it's an island on the ocean, so it stays pretty balmy.
Aren't we all islands on the ocean?
Well, metaphorically speaking, sure, Bob. Why not? If you're going to go down Poetry Row here today. Oh, I had my steak and eggs, by the way. Just let you know.
I was going to ask. I absolutely was, and we got off that topic. But yes, that's good. And where did you have them? Here at home, or did you go down to our house?
No, and in fact, I said to Sammy, I said to my daughter, what are you guys doing tomorrow morning? We talked 10 o'clock. She wanted to come over and bring fireworks. She is a traditionalist, and she loves the fireworks thing. And every time that she gets us all going to do fireworks, we're happy we did it. We were reluctant. Come on, Sam. She goes, no, we're going to go to the end of the driveway, and I bought these, and then we have a ball doing it. You light all the little Well, she sent a picture. She goes, I want to come over in your neighborhood, and we'll do these, shoot these fireworks off. And I looked at the picture, Bob. They were all launchable, high in the air guys. And I go, no, can't do that. And you can't do it in your apartment complex either, where she's at now. The overhanging trees. I said, you're going to shoot one into someone's balcony. They'll have a propane tank and the whole thing. So anyway, we did talk, and I said, tomorrow, though, I could let's go to Waffle House, which I've done my steak and eggs more than once at Waffle House. But it didn't happen to work out that way. So thank goodness I had a spare ribeye.
Oh.
And, so I did a ribeye on the grill, simple salt and pepper, nothing fancy, and 3 eggs sunny side up, 2 English muffins, and a
English
pot
muffin.
of tea. Yeah.
English muffin.
No, that's not true. I didn't make tea. I made coffee. I went bold, Bob. I had a pot of coffee. And did you do the black-eyed peas or the collard greens or anything? Have you ever?
Okay. Black-eyed peas, both of those things will never voluntarily go in my body. Black-eyed peas are about the most disgusting thing. But everything in the pea family, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't like legumes.
No.
You don't like peas? You don't like lima beans?
No. But I like edamame.
Well, yeah, but those are charred a little. I'm sure that's why they're not as slimy. Well, a lot of times, yeah, there's a little char on the outside skin.
No. I'm not talking about the skin. You just pop them out and they're cold. And
I know you pop them up, but I slide them so you get a little of that char flavor and the little chili sauce that's on the outside.
If you do that, but if you just get them from the store, fresh.
I'm sorry. I'm talking. When I order out at a restaurant and they bring edamame.
Yeah. Then they got a little seasoning on there, and you scrape your I'm with you.
You scrape your
You scrape your
Yeah. He's scraping his
Somebody's
traffic going
making
by
a lot of noise outside. I hope
so.
It's
Did
the
dogs?
cat litter.
Did your dogs/cats freak out at fireworks?
They didn't. This better be the cat litter. I'm telling you, 2 cats. Okay, 1 litter box. That kitten, though small, it's like they can't keep up. So we have prescription, litter, because we do use this pretty litter stuff.
Prescription. You got to go get some. You got to get a doc to write it.
Subscription. Did I say prescription?
Yes, you did. I'm going, okay, I know, because you've always been a pet guy, buying the fanciest food. I go, I've never heard
subscription.
Of a
So now
box of
basically we've had to
Pebbles
double the delivery, and I'm hoping that he's showing up with 2 boxes because we did double it. I can check right now.
Isn't there a store nearby, though? If you're in an emergency, you could just go buy some litter.
Damn, I didn't see him walk up. This is pretty litter, Rob. It's not just some crap clay garbage that you buy at your local 5 and dime.
At the local bodega?
No, this checks the pH of the cat's urine and tells you when there's a health problem. Wow. It does. It turns different colors. I'm not going to argue with this.
I'm saying it's true. It must be true if you got to get a prescription to buy this
stuff. It's not a prescription.
Man,
I
when you said
misspoke.
it's a prescription, I go, oh my gosh, I got to go see the vet.
It's,
What are you out of? The
He's
antibiotics?
got to pee
No.
again. We really got to come in here every time the cat has to pee? Jeez.
He's going to explode. Okay, could you just get your little pad out?
Anyway, so I hope that we're
there, would you?
yeah. So we've now had to double our auto shipment, and that should solve the problem because it's just ridiculous. And this cat just poops lots of little poops, and so you go in there, and it's just like it's insane. Anyway, and just so many times a day. This cat is crazy.
First show of the year, in case the folks decide to buy the best of. Which, by the way, the best of 2024 will be out shortly, boys and girls. So don't
Right,
worry.
we just got Eddie doing the editing, which I always loved that Eddie was an editor. You can get it at the store, but then you have to leave the house to get it. LOL.
Wow.
Wait, what are we talking about?
You can get it at the store.
But then you have to leave the house to get it.
LOL. I said, can't you go down to the store and buy some kitty litter?
Yeah, litter box, right.
Yeah. Wow, that's a loud truck. Speaking of vehicular units,
it's 2 boxes, hopefully. So they can't just throw it on the back of a pickup truck.
Like oil can. I feel like Wizard of Oz. Oil can. That is some spooky
I like the
stuff.
part where the Tin Man was backing up on the Yellow Brick Road and it was going beep, 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 beep. I see why you thought of that immediately.
Oil can. Yeah.
Oil can. What does that have to do with beep, beep, beep?
No,
or the squeaking.
Wow, Bob.
My apologies.
No, it's okay. You're fine. It's a slow show, boys and girls.
Off.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Hey, did I tell you I got to drive back on Christmas Day from the airport at 7 in the morning? It was really cool. This is the difference between being young and old. When I was young, I wouldn't have even been up at those hours. I would have been nursing some massive hangover.
Sure.
Or still been drunk. And I dropped the family off on Christmas morning. I got them there about 7 And so and no traffic at 7 a.m. on Christmas morning, which is one of the few times, as you know, in Atlanta, there is no traffic. And I just drove home. The sun's coming up, and I'm listening to the Christmas tunes on the radio. And it was very, 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 very nice. And I thought, wow, difference between... It was a delight. What a
if
nice
only
way
you
to
just
look
had a few little snow flurries or something.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
that's going to mess up the road, but just a little something. So while you're listening to Sleigh Bells Ring, or you're listening for the millionth time, dun, 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 Sleigh Bells Ring with the same... every time you play that music, I get the deep, deep disappointment in myself, because that music is such an opportunity to go, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, and riff on something of that era, and my brain just doesn't. I'm going to practice on my own time, so that the next time you play that music, I'm going to know how to just be that guy.
Isn't it, Mr. Hand? Isn't it mine?
But no, I'm going to do it on my time. I'm not going to take up your time, Mr. Spicoli.
Right. And speaking of the voice, what kind of voice did you... Steven said he went to see a basketball game. It's like semi-pro basketball in Japan. And he said, Dad, the announcer did both, Japanese and English, but for whatever reason, he said when he did the English, he did it like old style broadcasting. And I go, what do you mean? And he goes like, that would be Bob Cousy. He says it sounded like a newsreel. He goes, the whole game. He would say it in Japanese, and then he must have seen some movie or a TV show or something. And he did, Bob Doyle from Vegas is only 23. He said the whole thing was like
that's hilarious.
It's great. And so when I played that music there. But yes, a few flurries would have been nice.
Watch out there, pitcher. Looks like the man stealing third.
Yeah. And there's the adoring youngsters. Boy, oh boy, do they love him.
It's 1, 2, 3, strike, you're out.
That's how he said the whole game was.
Wow, that's
First
pretty
in
funny.
Japanese,
I wish he'd run a recording on that, just so we could hear.
Because we would
what
play
a disappointment he must be to you.
I'm surprised I brought him up at all.
Truly. Joins the military, travels abroad, and can't even,
Speaking of flurries on Christmas, however, I'm sure I've told you this, but the very first year that I had to drop the kids off on Christmas
at the
morning,
lake?
No.
Sorry.
After their mom and I split up, I had to drop them off on Christmas morning.
Oh.
And I was driving home back to my little place, and it's the first Christmas, and I'm just, my whole head is going, oh, you're like, really, you're a failure. How did you F this up? Blah, 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 blah. And it started to snow.
And then it was all Charlie Brown.
I just thought, on Christmas. Yes. And
Right.
it just made everything just
A little bit, maybe, perhaps.
3 times that
Christmas.
day.
It
I've
means
got
a
that
little
somewhere,
bit
don't-
more.
I think I have that somewhere. Here, hold on. There
So
you
we were
go.
watching. We were trying to
Maybe
find.
Christmas perhaps means a little bit more.
So we wanted. To,
Yes. Did that little gliss throw you, Bob?
Yep.
Maybe Christmas
No.
perhaps means a little bit more.
All right.
Yeah.
Enough. We didn't play the
Yes.
bong clip this year either. The reindeer. Although that was a New Year's thing we should have done. The reindeer by the 12th bong. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not. Oh, well, no.
Yeah, it's that clip from Santa's Shiny New Year or something, or Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
Oh, yes.
And they had to get somewhere by the 12th bong.
I remember that.
And so
now,
I did
yes.
an edit, and I looped it,
You
and I
did a good
uploaded
job.
and I uploaded on YouTube under some anonymous name and channel, which I can't remember. I'll never be able to get back in. It's the only thing there is. I always have to
And you
search
didn't
it
have-
up.
No, how come you don't have it somewhere in a file though? You upload. I'll just put it.
That
up
was
here.
so
That's
many
for
years ago,
safety.
man. I'm serious. That was like, I want to say it was like 13 years ago or something. It was a long time ago when I posted that thing.
Yeah, but I still don't understand the concept.
I'm sure
of
I have it. What? Oh, you don't understand
the concept. No, the concept of putting it there, and that's what I'll put it here for safekeeping.
Oh, God,
Like the
no, I don't know.
ownership-
It was probably so many computers ago. I may have it somewhere, but I doubt it.
probably on cassette.
It was like I don't have, all your Hollywoods. I have the final stuff, but I don't have all the clips, which I wish I did.
Well, yeah, the fans are clamoring.
We got to do a remix, right? They're clamoring. We need a remaster. If we want it exactly the same, we just want you to do it all again.
all again and just spend a lot of money on it.
That's right.
But it's the
This time,
exact same
right?
thing.
We need you to use effects or whatever to make it look as retro as it did originally.
Right. You really, I mean, millions. And then the marketing. It's a good piece. I watched it not too long ago. The whole thing, all the way through. Excuse me. Excuse me. Except I don't watch the whole wedding ceremony stuff because I just
Right. We all know where that's going.
Even their kids are saying, help me
us
here.
out. Help me here. Yeah, just one copyright infringement after another. That whole thing.
Oh, the beauty of that
From the
piece
very
is
first frame, we're in trouble.
Yeah, you already grabbed someone's logo before the
Like
first
the
piece of
FBI
audio.
logo.
Right. There's the FBI logo, and then the E logo comes up right away. Too.
Right, E Hollywood True Story.
So you've got that logo before a word or any copywritten music was used. There's already copywritten logos that are being infringed.
Talking
upon.
about that we're copywriting it. I mean,
Yes,
infringing on the copyright, as I recall, because
beautiful
obviously it was just meant for one, a family's
It's a-
eyes, family and friends.
How do you know that when you made it at the time that you know what that's like to me? Seriously, is the guy who wrote the line. As far as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Right.
He wrote the line in the writer's room. They put it in the script. Maybe they chuckled a little, and however many years later, people are quoting it still.
Yes, I've thought about that many times about how just a writer just throws in a line, and whether it's the line or the way the actor delivered it or a combo, it just is in there. It's a meme. It's forever.
Yeah,
And they go,
I hate to use the word, but it's like it's part of the zeitgeist, It's part of
Sure,
the
I like not.
lexicon.
Why would you hate? I look for any opportunity to use the word zeitgeist. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I did. I threw caution to the wind there.
Because it makes
threw
people
out.
go,
I didn't know that was German.
because you should not say zeitgeist unless, of course,
Why is it tiny? He's got to be what, 300-400 pounds?
Curly has no hair.
No hair. Why would you call him Curly?
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott
He
and
just
Bob
said
Doyle.
that.
Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
So he slapped me on the back and he says, buddy, have a drink.